Hello and welcome back to the All Percussion All the Time channel. Today we are looking at the xylophone, which is a cousin of the marimba that we looked at last week. The xylophone is one of the basic instruments in any concert band or orchestra. It's a melodic instrument. Keyboard is laid out just like a piano. The word xylophone comes from the Greek, meaning wooden sound. It is a transposing instrument. It is written one octave below where it sounds. So if you're finding middle C on the xylophone, it's going to sound one octave above that when you play it. So when you're writing music for the xylophone, which, comes up every once in a while, you have to write it one octave lower than you want it. So that takes some getting used to. The keys are laid out, like I said, just like a piano. The thing that confuses some people is that they're all the same color. Color-coded marimbas are usually the ones reserved for children, and they are not always laid out the same. So it's just like a piano. 3 black keys, 2 black keys, all the white notes in between. There is debate on where the xylophone originated in the world. However, most scholars, and when you read all the articles about it, they agree that the xylophone originated in Southeast Asia. So the whole Cambodia, Korea area. That is probably where this instrument came from. You can find them in African cultures, you can find them in South American cultures in different varieties, but the original instrument probably came from Southeast Asia. The first modern orchestral composer that wrote for the xylophone was Camille Saint-Saëns, and he wrote this wonderful piece called Carnival of the Animals. And he used the xylophone to depict bones. He thought of man as being one of the animals in his carnival, and he made it sound like, what would it sound like if a skeleton were dancing? So that's how he used the xylophone. That was 1874. There is a whole system of music education using xylophones. And if you remember the ones from elementary school they're like one big box and it has the keys on the top that you can take them off if you only want to play certain notes, those are called Orff instruments. Carl Orff. He had this entire school in Germany for Kindermusik, children's music. And it has basically become the worldwide standard. Of how to teach kids, how rhythms and music and notation and harmony and everything else works. They're a lot of fun, and most of you probably have some experience playing on them. The first mention of the xylophone in European literature, which is, the descendant of where we get all of Western music, the earliest mention was in 1511. So we've known about this instrument for a very long time. It's been developed into what we now know as the modern instrument over the years. There are different kinds of mallets you can use on a xylophone. The keys are made of a very hard material, so to get the best sound, it depends on the piece you're playing, but typically you use either hard rubber or hard plastic heads on the mallet, the head of the mallet. You can use wood, that's a possibility, but most of them are hard plastic or rubber. You do not want to use metal because metal could dent the bars or even break them. So just be aware of that. And just like on a marimba, they have tubes that hang down below, but they're half the length of a marimba, which helps explain why it's pitched so high. But they're called resonators, just like on a marimba. Take a look at them. We've got a xylophone and a marimba in our classroom, and you're welcome to take a look at them and try them out and see what you think. The piece we're going to listen to today is by a German composer named Stefan Schwalgin, and he was born in 1965 in good old Deutschland. This piece is called Running on Wood, and it is very, very fun. You may hear it at a band concert near you sometime soon. Let's take a listen to this. This is the U.S. Marine Band from Quantico, Virginia. It's very fast. What a goofy Marine he is. All right. That's a lot of fun. I've had the pleasure of conducting this piece, I think 4 different times. I've done it with either a military band or a community band or here at the school. We own this piece, and I hope we'll be able to do it pretty soon. So, that's a little bit of keyboard percussion for you. Hope you had fun.